Welcome to myprojectbazaar.com. In our project title is Advanced Probabilistic Approach for Network Intrusion Forecasting and Detection. Now we are going to see the abstract of our project. In this paper we want to know about network behaviors and what are the important attacks or happens in the network. Here we know that the threats are illegal activities against the network performance and the individual network system performance. The most number of attacks in the networks is DDoS, port attacks and packet destruction attacks, etc. These attacks happens into the network to destroy the structure of the network and changes the behavior in network. Here we have the previous solution for those attacks. It's not have the effective for detection, prevention and solution. So we introduce the new Markov chain model to highly detect the attacks in the network. Here the detection of attacks are separated into the network states. Here the states means particular state specified attacks are happen to destroy the structure of the network and change the network behaviors. So we effectively detect the attacks in each stage to prevent the attacks in the network. Here we using the three phases such as defining states, building a Markov chain model and compute the probability for the attacks happens. Now we are going to see the data flow diagram of this project. The data flow diagram is used to explain how to develop this project and the importance of this project. Here we first get the training data set. In this data set is called the collection of network requests. It contains some attributes called source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, RLs. In this training data set is divided into the separate attack states, and then in these attack states too we apply the k-means clustering algorithm. Then in this clustering too we calculate the outlier factor. Outlier factor means some of the requests are depending upon the some request means it's a normal state attacks. It's not depending upon some constraint, it's a considered as a attack request. After getting the attack request, after getting the normal request, in this request we form the Markov chain model. Markov chain model is formed based on the certain attacks such as R2L, U2R and then DDoS attacks. In this Markov chain model too we get the matrix. In this matrix is given result for the probability of attacks. Now we are going to see the running procedure of this project. Before we are going to see the running procedure, first of all we want to see install some needed software in this project, such as NetBeans and WAMP server. The NetBeans is a IDE, integrated development environment. It's a tool to run this project, and then WAMP server is a backend for storing the informations. It's our NetBeans tool. In this NetBeans tool we go for projects and choose new ideas and choose the source packages. Then we choose the home button and then run that file. This is our initial frame. Here we choose a particular file for start our process. That file in certain location. File should be loaded and then loader file should be showed by user. Then we click the next button. Here we get the details about the input file. A means duration, source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, flag, service, protocol, date, connection host, login, failed login, out login, source, byte, destination. It's of the attributes of this file. Then we click the next button. Here we perform the k-means clustering. The K means clusterings are formed based on the centroids such as flags connection host. Here in our total requests are count by database, it's a 300 requests. Here we perform the clustering based on the flags and connection host. Then this cluster requests are counted, it's 87 requests, it should be showed here. Then we go for next stage, it is a progress state. Here also perform the same thing based on the centroids such as flags and connection host. Then request is 98, it should be showed here. Then we perform the same operation on receiver state, total request is 300, and perform the clustering and count the number of requests based on the receiver state, and it should be showed in here. It's have 115 records. Then we view for next. Here we perform the outlier factor. The outlier factor is calculated by three things: duration, service and protocol. In which request have the same duration and service and protocol, it's a normal state request, otherwise it's act as an attack request. In outlier factor performs the normal state and outlier state. It should be differentiate normal state request and outlier attack request. It should be performed on next two states such as progress state and then receiver state. Then we calculate the Markov chain model for each state. In our center state, we take the source byte and destination byte. If the source and destination same means it's a normal request. It's not same means it's an attack request. Its probability is calculated here. First of all, we get the source and destination bytes. Then we get the distinct value and then perform the comparison. This comparison to we form the matrix. It's a result of attack request in sender state. It should be performed on the progress and the receiver state. In our progress state, we take the ports for processing, source port and the destination port, and calculate the distinct and perform the comparison and form the matrix. It should be processed on receiver state also. Here we take the source IP and destination IP. Here we take the source IP and destination IP and I get the distinct IPs and perform the comparison. This comparison to form the matrix. It's our result of this project. Thank you.